You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
From Mercer County Park in West Windsor Township, New Jersey, this is the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies. It's the 2-0 Philadelphians taking on the 1-1 New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers in the first of a Labor Day doubleheader here in central New Jersey. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Barish. Great to be joining you for the first time in season 2024. We have a very intriguing matchup between two teams that are very much in the conversation for the Eastern Division Championship in this fourth season of minor league cricket. As we take a look at the starting 11s for both sides, first for the Philadelphians, after not making any changes in their first two games against the New England Eagles, they will have two outs as Varun Mantha and Ashisha Vatem are out, making way for Chowdhury and Surapal Islam. And, of course, led by Captain Jonathan Fu and Christopher Van Tol and Ryan Scott, the openers, should be an interesting feast. The Philadelphians, by the way, winning the toss and electing the bat. Just one out for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. That's Adil Bhatti. He makes way for Abdullah Ghazi. And, of course, the big name on there is Gajanan Singh, who all he did yesterday was 57 not out and a hat trick, the seventh all-time in minor league cricket history, as the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers cruised to a victory yesterday against the NYC Titans. As we mentioned, the Philadelphians 2-0 winners on Saturday and yesterday over the New England Eagles. Their game on Saturday, an 82-run victory, and winning yesterday by 5 wickets. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers lost their opener to the Manhattan Yorkers on Friday by 10 runs. And, of course, a 78-run victory in a 16-over encounter yesterday against the NYC Titans. Christopher Van Tol, who has played extremely well as an opener in his first two games as a Philadelphian, and Ryan Scott, the Jamaican, who is tied for the all-time lead in minor league cricket with 77 sixes all-time. He's tied with Andres Hoos. And it's Junaid Nadir who will get the ball for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, all in green, and he will be bowling directly across from us from the Edinburgh Road end. So, hope you are ready for the first of two games here on this Labor Day, and Nadir will put the ball in the play. And Van Tol plays a defensive shot. Good ball from Nadir. Tried to jam him in on the wicket. Nadir has been a fixture, one of a few players who have been fixtures with this New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers side. Big swing, no contact. Good ball again from Nadir. It's Christopher Van Tol. We'll tell you firstly that Nadir's numbers, he was none for 10 yesterday. And took 2 for 30 against the Yorkers on Friday. Third ball of the over coming in. Turned around, they're going to have to dig for this run, but they'll get it easily. And so Christopher Van Tol is off the mark. And that'll bring up Ryan Scott. Van Tol, who has played for just about everybody in this Eastern Division. Last played for the team then known as the Empire State Titans. And he's had a good weekend so far. On Saturday, 25 off of 32 with 4 runs. and 29 from 27 with 4 fours and a 6 in the victory yesterday, as the Philadelphians successfully chasing down the target of 122. 69 degrees Fahrenheit is your game time temperature, and it will only go up to about 80. It's an absolutely beautiful day. And this one is hit to third man, and it is gone for a 6. Ryan Scott, the first ball he sees, got a thick top edge, but his power steered that one through. And the first maximum comes on the 4th ball of the game, and Philadelphia all of a sudden 7 for none. And as we said, that now gives him the all-time lead in 6s in minor league history, as Nadir was going for the tram lines. And you can't bowl Ryan Scott there consistently. If you're going to do that, you need to do something special. This one in on the stumps. Better ball from Janae Nadir. There is no run. Scott, a prolific batter in minor league cricket history, began with the Michigan Cricket Stars before coming to Philadelphia a season ago. And he was partnered with Derek Narine at the top of the order last year, with Narine going to New England. They brought in Van Tull, and they've done pretty well so far. Scott watches this one sail outside the off stump. And that ends the over. 6 balls in the books. Philadelphians are 7 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Well, we mentioned how well Christopher Van Tull has been doing. Ryan Scott has had a relatively quiet weekend so far. He has faced exactly 13 balls and had 13 runs in 2 games. 9 from 9 on Saturday, 4 from 4 yesterday. And his only runs coming off of a 4. Before he was caught by his former batting partner, Derek Narine. Najaf Shah will now bowl from the dog park end right in front of us. Another man who is very well known and also a keystone of this New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers side. Veteran right-hander. And he, after a false start, he is adjusting his field here. He bowls to the right-hander, Van Tull. That one is dabbed away. Thought about it, but went back. I said he was a righty. He's actually a lefty, beg your pardon, as he's going over the wicket. This is the 8th scheduled meeting between these two teams. In minor league cricket history, they have split the 6 games that they have played 3-3 with 1 rainout last season. And the history between these two teams last season was very interesting. We'll get into that in a minute. As Van Tull stands in looking at his 5th ball. Digs this one in to the onside. They'll take a run from this. Scott ready for a second, but none was forthcoming. So Van Tull gets his 2nd run. They had that rain out on August 7th of last year. And then September 17th, which was the last game of the regular season, we all thought that that was going to be the last game for the Somerset Cavaliers as they defeated the Philadelphians. They chased down a target of 87 with about 5 overs to spare. And we thought that was going to be it for them because they had missed out on the wild card scenario last year. But if you remember, the last weekend there was a little bit of controversy with the Empire State Titans, as they were then known, choosing not to compete in the postseason and forfeiting both of their games that weekend. What that did was that gave the New England Eagles a very easy 4 points in the standings and essentially cut off any chance for the Cavaliers to advance. This one is turned around on the onside. The grass is going to slow this one down, I think, but no, it won't. It will just power over for a 4. So Ryan Scott gets a 4 to go with his boundary from the first over. And he goes on to double digits after 4 balls. Nadir going right down Broad Street. And just off the toe of the bat, just enough power upon Ryan Scott to cut through this infield and pick up the first 4 of the game. Turned away, and this one is in the same spot, and it's going to be the same result. Back-to-back boundaries for Ryan Scott. And this one looked like it was coming in a little bit more towards the leg stump. But Scott saw it all the way. Yep, right in on leg stump. Scott goes on the 14. One of only 4 men, Ryan Scott, to have secured 2 centuries in minor league cricket history. They both came in season 1. His high score was 118. Just to finish the story of what had happened last year, we had, as we said, the Cavaliers. We thought they had been eliminated, but minor league cricket, I think in a very fair decision, decided to give them a wild card playoff spot. Sails by the off stump. Good comeback from Najaf with 1 ball left to go. So they ended up playing the New England Eagles in a wild card semifinal. They beat New England, then took on the New Jersey Stallions, who were the runners-up in the group, beat them in the Super Over to go to the Atlantic Conference Super 8s in Texas. There they played the Philadelphians and beat them, but almost immediately the result was overturned on a forfeit because the Cavaliers had fielded an ineligible player. And again, outside the off stump, flailed at by Ryan Scott. And that ends the over. 9 runs off of that one, as Ryan Scott is now on 14. Van Tull on the other side on 2 after 2. Philadelphians 16 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Yep, sounds good. Yep. Today, Nadir continues from the Edinburgh Road end. Christopher Van Tull swings at that one. Turn to the onside, and that one is steered through for 4. And first boundary for Christopher Van Tull, who goes for 6. Goes to 6, rather. And Nadir trying to, again, pin this one in towards the leg stump, coming across the body from over the wicket. And turned aside nicely by Van Tull. We're playing on the leftmost of the 3 pitches here today, so a bit of a shorter boundary for Van Tull. Hitting from the right side. Good ball. Good ball coming back. These pitches here at Mercer Park have been notoriously bad last year, or rough, we should say, for the batters. The average last year, the average first inning score was 96. And in all the matches we've seen so far this weekend, the target has been more than 100. This is going to be close with a direct strike. He would have been in trouble. Instead, he throws the ball away, and they're going to get one extra run here. That was awfully close, though, for Van Tull. But Van Tull, I think, did make it back. They do pick up a second out of that. That was very close. A direct strike, and Scott would have been in some strife. As it was, Van Tull was awfully close to getting picked off on the return run. And Nadir has given up 13 runs off of 10 balls. This one in on the pads. Good ball by Nadir and a defensive shot played by Christopher Van Tull. Born in Guyana, been playing here in the States since 2010. In on the pads once again, and Nadir with two good balls to finish the over. 6 runs added to the total at the end of 3. Halfway through the power play, the Philadelphians 22 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So a great start by the Philadelphians, 22 runs in the first 3 overs, 7.3 runs per over so far, and here now is the man of the hour, Gajanan Singh, who took the 7th hat trick in minor league cricket history yesterday against the New York City Titans. And an electrifying end to an emphatic victory yesterday. His final numbers 3 for 19. By all 3 of those, I mean, when you look at it, 3 for 19 is good numbers, but again, all 3 of those coming in succession at the end of the 15th over yesterday. And it was 2 LBWs and a clean bowl. And a great opening ball by him. And as I said, all he did yesterday was score 57 not out. Him and Kennard Lewis combined for a 98-run partnership that would remain unbeaten. Big swing once again. And you could see from here Ryan Scott's eyes lighting up, but one of the best spin bowlers in this division in Gajanan Singh. Goes to the inside, big appeal, and I think that we have been going down leg a little bit too much. May have hit outside, but Singh has come in and stopped the bleeding with 3 dot balls. He only had 6 yesterday. Cut away to the onside, and this time he finally sees one he likes and hits it for 4. And Ryan Scott says, you can only bowl me in that position so many times before I get wise. Well, here it is again. Again, staying almost in line with the tram lines and coming in, bowling round the wicket. And so Scott now on the 18. Philadelphians last year, 5 wins from their first 5 games, en route to a maiden Eastern Division title. That victory over New Jersey Somerset in the Super 8s was their only victory in the postseason. Got him as he bowls Ryan Scott, just catching his off stump. And Gajanan Singh with the breakthrough. Douse him because he is on fire. Here it is again, almost that same spot. It goes in and just nicks the off stump. Or, well, they were acting like it. Sorry. I thought he had just gotten him, but Scott did in fact. So beg your pardon there is, well, they convinced the heck out of me. We'll say that. But still a good over from Gajanan Singh. Ryan Scott is still in there. They give up 4 runs, and it's 26 for none after 4. Who? We mentioned the hat trick yesterday from Gajanan Singh. I think we can show that to you right now. The very impressive, and he's always been a fantastic bowler. This was yesterday against the New York City Titans. That was the first one. It was a LBW dismissing Mario Laban firstly, and then that one queen bowled right through the gate. It was Katapali was the first one. That was Raval, and then another LBW decision coming in on Kanachi. As clipping the top of the leg and 3 wickets and 3 balls. Again, just the 7th man in minor league cricket history to do it. And again, a 78-run victory yesterday against the NYC Titans as we're back to live play. And Christopher Van Tol looks at a ball from Najaf Shah. The Philadelphians looking really good. Again, Ryan Scott, we thought had been bowled, but I think they were appealing very loudly for a caught behind. Like I said, fooled the heck out of me. One thing that the Philadelphians have done in this, really over the last 4 years, their fan engagement has been really second to none. And it's been a very, very lively offseason for them. And they hosted a couple of World Cup viewing parties during the T20 World Cup that was hosted, of course, co-hosted by the U.S. Their name sponsor in Parks Casino. And the Najaf comes in once again. On the leg, another appeal, but this one, I think, again, was going down leg. And it is given as a leg by. But another run to the total nonetheless. And it will bring Scott back to strike. But yeah, the India-Pakistan match, which was held up in New York, they hosted over 500 people at Parks Casino. I was there as well, and it was a largely Indian crowd. There was a handful of very brave Pakistani supporters. Of course, it was all in good fun, and I'll tell you what, the atmosphere that I've never been to a home cricket match in India before, but the atmosphere, even in that little bar, was fantastic. Again, sails by the off stump, and another good ball from Najaf Shah. Giving up a run of ball at this rate. As we mentioned, beautiful day. There was about a 9-mile-an-hour breeze on this Labor Day weekend. We hope you're enjoying this Labor Day Monday, the opening weekend of this fourth season of minor league cricket, presented by Yash Technologies. Dab down to the onside, using the pace of the ball to steer that to fine leg. Another run for Ryan Scott. Good opening partnership from these two, and that's what the Philadelphians, the first couple of seasons, I think they lacked like a really, really consistently solid opening partnership. Milan Kumar, when he was here, when he was a captain, he put himself in alongside Derek Narayan in 2022, and that was a good partnership once they got a hold of it towards the end of that season. And, of course, last year they brought in Ryan Scott to replace Milan Kumar after he went to Texas. Again, and on the pads, and just got a bat to it. Fielded by Kennard Lewis. Good over from Shaw. That is a very imposing figure in Christopher Van Tull. And he is now the wicket keeper coming in for Mario Rappersant, who was the wicket keeper the last couple of seasons. Although they used a number of different players. They used Jonathan Fu, the captain, put himself in. But he doesn't need to do that this year. In fact, we've seen Fu ball. He picked up a couple of wickets yesterday and a man of the match performance. Final ball of the fifth over is played defensively again, back behind. Great over by Shaw. He gives up just 2 runs off it. 5 overs complete. The Philadelphians 28 without loss. Gajanan Singh getting set to continue from the dog park end. It's one of 4 matches in minor league cricket today. Of course, the first of a doubleheader. We'll have the NYC Titans taking on the New Jersey Stallions. That is a 2 p.m. start time. Turned around on the leg side by Ryan Scott. Only scamper through for an easy single. Scott picks up his 20th run. As we mentioned, born in Kingston, Jamaica. He will turn 29 on September 25th. He's played 2 T20 internationals for the USA, both in that truncated tour from Ireland in Florida back around Christmas of 2021. They got a couple of ODIs in. In fact, the U.S. winning one of those matches. Mantull cuts this one away, but right to a fielder, no run. And also a coach in Columbia, Maryland for Joe Root's academy team. This one is cut away through the air, but it will land safely. The outfielder giving chase, but the boundary's going to win that race. It's a 4 for Christopher Van Tull, and he now goes to double digits on his 17th ball, and the second 4 for him. The Cavaliers trying to bowl the Philly openers away. And so Singh has now given up 9 from 9 balls. This one is pulled, but again to a fielder. Stopped at mid-wicket. Singh continues over the wicket. Again, fenced at by Van Tull, but a good ball by Singh. Got an outside edge, and this one will go all the way to the third man boundary for another 4. Another great job by Van Tull, who just hung the bat out, and he finishes the over with a 4. 9 more runs off the over. That's the end of the power play. Philly in a good position. They are 37 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So it's always a good prospect when you end the power play with your 2 openers still out in the middle, and that's where the Philadelphians are. As Christopher Van Tull and Ryan Scott have so far started things off with a partnership of 37. Their partnership yesterday was good for 24 runs. And on Saturday, they had 23 runs, so they have bettered that. And it was Ryan Scott who was the first wicket in both cases, and he has managed to see the Cavaliers bowling as new bowler now for the Cavaliers is the one inclusion into this side. It is Abdullah Ghazi who is in for Adil Bhatti. And a good ball to start things off. Been a good balance of mostly pace here from New Jersey Somerset. This one in on the legs and guided down to third man. When they come through for another run, Ryan Scott now on to 21. We take a look at how he did last year, as this is clearly his highest so far for the Philadelphians this year. At a 58, that is his highest score with the Philadelphians. That was a part of the Philly Cricket Festival held last year at Hatfield. Has to defend straight down, a good ball by Ghazi. He's bowling well to start things off. The Cavaliers, as we said, they have finished in 4th a season ago, and of course went all the way to the final where they lost to the Dallas Mustangs. That one again cut away this time to that third man gully region. Another run to the total for Christopher Van Tull, who's now up to 17. course, the Mustangs not returning this season, so there will be a new champion in minor league cricket this year. Again, hit on the legs, and again, he got a thin inside edge that evaded the stumps. Another run for Scott, who goes to 22 now, and he's doing an absolutely fantastic job as Ryan Scott of basically just finding the spots. And, you know, when you are consistently as good as he is at scoring, it's obviously skill, but a little bit of luck is involved, as this one is cut away by Van Tull into the man at third man, and that ends the over. 4 runs off of this one. Philadelphians still motoring along at the end of 7. They're 41 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Gajanan Singh will continue now from the dog park end, his third over upcoming. So we take a quick look around the grounds. There are 4, as we said, this is one of 4 games happening today. Down in Atlanta, the Fire are hosting the Baltimore Royals. That game should be getting underway any moment now. I know they've been having some weather issues down in Atlanta over the last couple of days, so that might be a delayed start. As Singh will come in round over the wicket. Cut away by Christopher Van Tull, and another run scored. The Lone Star Athletics will take on the Dallas Exforia Giants at Musa. That's an 11:30 Eastern start. And then, of course, the second game of the doubleheader, as we mentioned, will be bringing you the New York City Titans and the New Jersey Stallions. And it all starts up again on Friday with games across the league in all 4 divisions. Doesn't seem like they're keeping with the conference system this year. So just 4 divisions, with the top teams advancing to the championship weekend this year to be held in Atlanta the weekend of October 2nd through 6th. The Philadelphians will be back in action on Friday against the Manhattan Yorkers. This one is hit well, and hit well for a 6. Another one for Ryan Scott as he went down on one knee and got all of that one, his second maximum of the game. And he goes on to 28, and the Philadelphians now at 48 for none. So Gajanan Singh, who had a nearly God-tier performance yesterday, and so far he's been taken for 20 runs off of 14 balls. As we mentioned, Scott, now the all-time leader in 6s in minor league cricket. 79 is what he has. Just 2 now ahead of Andres Hoos, as that one is swung on and cut away to the offside. He'll take another run, and he goes to 29. And you talk about the power that and the batting efficiency that the Philadelphians have on this roster. Van Tull went for that one, got an edge. Just got off the toe there. Good ball from Singh to come back. 2 to go in this 8th over. Scott on 79 now. And who's in 9th place? Bhaskar Yadram, another pickup for the Philadelphians this year. In 9th place with 62 maximums in history. Jonathan Fu is down in the top 20. pulled to the onside. Another easy single, and that brings up the 50 for the Philadelphians. After exactly 8 overs. Great start from them as they take 9 off of that sing over. 8 overs complete, the Philadelphians 50 without loss. Back here at Mercer Park, Brian Barish here with you. Glad to have your company on this Labor Day. Glad you're joining us here on the MLC Network. Special hello to everybody watching us in India, thanks to Fan Code. We hope you're enjoying this tournament, which has been very entertaining and intriguing over the last 4 years and really has brought great local flavor to the growing American cricket market. And it's been so great to see the sport grow over the last few years. And of course, a lot with the advent of Major League Cricket beginning play last year, and of course the World Cup in the USA making a run into the Super 8s. Wanting this one here was afar, but from the great angle that we have here, it looked like it was going down leg. And the umpire says no. And so Van Tol will stay in there. I think just looking at that one, I think it may have been going down leg a little bit too much. But our umpires for this match, we should say, Mihir Patel and Deepak Kati. That is Kati in your picture now. Oh, I got him. That time Van Tol is bowled. Or were they going for the, well, or were they going for the stumping? It looks like they were going for the stumping. And so, again, Van Tol stays in. That's the second time that's happened. And again, fences this one away. And it's another 4. So he comes back from that one, does Christopher Van Tol. And he adds 4 more to the total. He goes to 24. And that's 54 without loss. Good job by Christopher Van Tol. What a pickup he's been. And I said this watching and following along, of course, Lenny Achaibar and Matthew Achaibar doing a great job of calling things the first 3 days. I've been very impressed by Van Tol just watching him play, and he's a huge pickup for the Philadelphians. And the sight screen to our right has just blown down. It doesn't seem to have phased anybody, and we'll continue on as that one is hit to the offside. They will come through for another. There 2 is the call. That's going to be very close at the non-striker's end. But just getting back was Christopher Van Tol. Good running between the wickets to add 2 more. And for a man his size, he moves pretty well. Certainly moves faster than me, and I'm about a foot shorter than he is. 56 without loss. Final ball of the 9th over coming up. Here comes. Again, flayed away the offside. Again, they'll have to hurry. But Van Tol is in there easily. He'll keep the strike. They add 7 more runs off that first so far over. 9 complete. The Philadelphians 57 for none.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So about to enter the 10th over here. The Philadelphians at a clip of 6.3 runs per over, as they have fixed the sight screen just to the right of the MLC Network commentary position. Umair and I are bringing you this match. Well, thanks everybody for bringing this minor league cricket to the masses in this 4th season. It's pretty windy out here. My app says 9 miles per hour with gusts of 18. It doesn't feel like 18 miles per hour. It feels like a little bit more than that, but we are just anchoring it into place once again. See a couple of folks from both teams doing that. Just to go over some of the results from yesterday, as we are in a little bit of a delay here. We mentioned the Philadelphians defeating the New England Eagles by 5 wickets, chasing down a target of 122, and then the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 78-run victors over the NYC Titans in a 16-over match. It was shortened because of some of the showers in the area yesterday. Down in Atlanta, the hometown Lightning losing to the Morrisville Raptors by 38 runs. Raptors putting up 118 for 6. Atlanta defeating the Baltimore Royals by 5 wickets as they chase down a target of 140 in the one game in the South Division, or the Central Division. The Houston Hurricanes winners over the Dallas Euphoria Giants by 7 wickets, chasing down a target of 128. And now the other one has come down, and they are working on anchoring that. So a little bit of a delay here.
I'm going. I protected this for 2 years, this stand. Good. My stand went in the year 1, year 2 only actually. Same stand. I have this screw, I can remove this and put this here.
All right, so we're just in a little bit of a delay here as they are just, again, working to secure the sight screens on either side. And as we said, it got a little bit blustery, and it's one of those things. It's like you try and prepare for sun. That's what you have most of the time. You prepare for rain, and you generally know if it's going to be a windy day. But when those gusts of wind burst, that's something completely different. Players are slowly making their way back out into the middle of the ground once again. So we mentioned the second game yesterday between the Cavaliers and the NYC Titans was affected by rain. They had a delay of about 45 minutes to an hour. It was enough to scrub 8 overs off the game. And still, with only 16 overs, the Cavaliers putting up a score of 159 for 2. And had they batted out the 20 overs, of course, you don't know what would have happened with the wickets and whatnot, but had they batted out those 20 overs, it would have been an estimated score of 199. And for that to be on this pitch, which again, this they've done a fantastic job of whatever they've done. I would say it's a combination of the pitch being better and the fact that maybe some of these players have learned how to play it. That one cut away to the offside, and that's going to beat the fielder, and another 4 for Christopher Van Tull as Ghazi continues, and Van Tull welcomes him with another boundary. Again, seeing the ball very, very well as they're bowling him away towards that fourth stump region. And Van Tull goes to 31, and he now has the high score. Philadelphians are 61 without loss. And they've done this at a consistent rate. They have yet to score double digits in an over. Ghazi in again. Good job at this time, a little bit too close to the tram lines and through for a wide. Oh. That's the first wide given up by Cavaliers bowling. We said Ghazi in for Adil Bhatti, the only inclusion in this match. Again, cut away with pace, but this time it's right to the fielder out in the deep. It is Kazmi who is there at deep point. Another run to the total for Van Tull, who goes to 32. And after having the high score in the first 2 games against the New England Eagles, is on pace once again. But this time Ryan Scott, who we said 9-4 in his first 2 games, he has come in and played well. This one in on the gloves. He just gets it down, however. They'll take another run. The confidence of these two in the middle of the ground so far. As we said, this is the 7th time that the 8th time that these two teams have met in a scheduled meeting. 3 wins by each team. Again, dab down. They're going to dig this one out. Good stop there. Going A over proverbial T was Gajanan Singh, but still a comfortable run for Christopher Van Tull. 8 runs now off the over. They've scored 9 in a couple of overs, as we said. Been keeping the scorekeepers busy. Again, backs up. And good stop. But doesn't prevent the run. Ghazi has come back well after giving up a 4 and a wide. He's given up 4 singles. The Philadelphians content to just keep the line moving. And again on the hands of this time of Van Tull. And so Ghazi with a good fight back here. 9 more runs, however, added by the Philadelphians. And we are at the midway point. After 10, the Philadelphians 66 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Zafar will come back into the attack. Rather, he'll continue from the Edinburgh Road end. Wicketkeeper Kenar Lewis directing traffic. And standing in from the right side is Ryan Scott. And again, cut away. Van Tol was hesitant to go for the run, but once he saw that the ball had cleared the fielder, he went on, and Scott chugs along to 32. And going back to the victory on Saturday, which was a pretty comprehensive victory by the Philadelphians over the New England Eagles. Of course, the one yesterday was a pretty straightforward victory as well, although they did have to chase down a target of 122. Fenced away by Van Tol. This is going to be, nope, went to the non-strikers end to try and get the lanky wicketkeeper, but he was safely back and another run is taken. The one thing about that victory that I noticed, 8 players came to the crease for the men in yellow and black. They all scored double digits, and the 2 that didn't, Ryan Scott and Burhan Saeed. This one is up in the air. Is there a fielder? No, it's going to drop in safely. He's going to come around to prevent the boundary, but not prevent 2, and Scott was just turning around and making sure the ball came back in, lest he was able to take a third, but he wasn't. And Scott adds 2 more. And that takes Philly up to 70. So we said Burhan Saeed 3 from 3. Or not Burhan Saeed, sorry. It was Devashwari Prashad, beg your pardon. As this one is smacked away, and that's another maximum for Ryan Scott. My goodness gracious, he is now up to 40. What a hit by Ryan Scott. That is his third of the afternoon. 76 without loss now. And again, except this time there's a man there at the deep and he's taken. And that ends Ryan Scott, who went to the well once too many times. A great innings from him, 40 from 27. But caught at deep mid-wicket. And he has to go, but not before he and Christopher Van Tol put on an opening wicket stand of 76. They are 76 for 1 with 1 ball left in the 11th over. So Saad bin Safar, who is a former teammate of Ryan Scott's in Michigan back in the 2021 season, gets him to hole out. To Desai. And in comes Devashwari Prashad. Prashad, we mentioned, just 3 runs in the first game on Saturday. And then yesterday, did not come to the strike. And here he is at number 3. First ball that he faces, he plays defensively, and that ends the over. 11 overs complete. Zafar gives up 10 runs in the process, but takes the big wicket of Ryan Scott. After 11, the Philadelphians are 76 for 1. So the 12th over begins with Raj Desai, who took that catch in the deep to dismiss Ryan Scott, and Van Tull, big swing and a miss, and good opening from Desai, who is again going in that 4th stump region, kind of again flirting with the tram lines. Left arm around the wicket, and thought that one was going to keep low. He swung underneath that one. Did Christopher Van Tull. And again, a very impressive beginning from him, and a very impressive beginning for Desai. Once again, very, very good job from the youngster. Oh, another good one. Another good one. And Van Tull has been hampered by this spin from the young man, Viraj Desai. 5th ball comes in. Again, just tried to drop his bat on it. And again, no contact. He's played at a number of different leagues in the area. And once again, he bowls through and gets that one. And it is a maiden for Viraj Desai. And the Philadelphians at the end of 12 remain 76 for 1. Prashad, as the 13th over begins, hits that one to the offside, and they scamper through for another run as Zafar comes in for his 3rd over. What a job by Viraj Desai to pick up the maiden. And they are playing quickly here as this one comes in again. Big swing, no ding. Saad Zafar, 1 for 18, coming off of taking the wicket of Ryan Scott, seeing if he can get Christopher Van Tull here. Popped up. Couple of fielders converge. Diving attempt, rather, but it drops in safely. And Van Tull gets away with one. And he stays alive as this one right off the toe end of the bat. And there was, again, about 3 players converging, and it dropped in amongst all of them. Although that was a great, great diving effort. As you see it there, I think it was, I mean, that was very close, but Van Tull stays in, and now it's Prashad to the strike. He tries to dab at that one. Good ball by Zafar. The bowling has been pretty tidy by the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They've given up a little more than a run of ball. Only 1 wide so far. Cut away, but right to a fielder, and a good job by Saeed. Last ball of the 13th over. And again, dabbed down by Prashad. Again to the fielder. Again, Saeed is in there. Great over by Zafar, who comes back, just giving up 2. 13 complete from Mercer County Park in New Jersey. The Philadelphians 78 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Viraj Desai will continue from the dog park end. The Philadelphians 78 for 1. And this time he loads up. This is going to be a tough catch, but he makes it. Oh no, he dropped it. I thought he had it, but he dropped it. And Van Tull again gets another life. Oh, what an effort. That was a fantastic effort. And I think just coming forward, he had 2 hands on the ball. That was a very, very, very good play. Unfortunately, it didn't come off. And they pick up a run. Prashad cuts it away, but again to a fielder, and maybe skulking down a little bit was Van Tull. But he got chased back. So that's the size first run that he's given up. As umpire Caddy resets things. This one is stroked down the ground. And Junaid Nadir comes over and fields it. Again, same spot. And cut off right in front of us. And it stays. He does a great job of keeping the ball in play. He does save a couple of runs. Great job by Junaid Nadir. 2 more runs off of it, however. And Van Tull now goes to 38. So Desai still bowling well, though. And once again, and this time no doubt about this one, straight over the commentary tent. And a big 6 by Christopher Van Tull. He gets his first of the afternoon. He goes to 44, and the Philadelphians are 88 for 1. Desai trying to bowl him in the same spot, but another straight drive, and that's 3 in a row that Van Tull has decided to go straight down the ground. As the wind picks up once again, and once again has blown over the sight screen. And so again, we'll have a little bit of a delay. And we will tell you, you probably have noticed we are fighting some gremlins here which are related to the weather, so we beg your indulgence and all of that as well. They have now just put the sight screen down. Well, there's not too much behind the bowler, I don't think, to distract, but Viraj comes in to complete the over, and this one kept low. And a big swing and a miss by Christopher Van Tull ends the 13th over, ends the 14th over. And at the end of the over, the Philadelphians are 88 for 1. Zafar will come in to finish his bowling day. 19 runs surrendered by him. He has the only wicket, that of Ryan Scott, who flied out to Viraj Desai at mid-wicket, but picking up 40 runs off of 27. Tried to cut that one away to Dev Prashad, but no contact. Zafar doing a solid job so far. Left arm spinner continuing around the wicket. Stepping up was Prashad, but right to the offside. Oh, big swallow. Whoop. The bat went further than the ball did as the ball came out of Prashad's hand and flew. the ball didn't go anywhere. The bat flew to mid-on. Not the mid-on. That would be more like mid-wicket. So a good chuckle by everybody, but Zafar, and this one is hit up in the air. And this one is going to carry, and this one is gone for 6. So first boundary for Devashwari Prashad. He adds 6 more to the total. He goes to 8 off 11. 94 for 1 now as the Philadelphians creeping closer to the 100. Prashad really came into his own last season with the Philadelphians. He was a very integral part with the bat and the ball. His top score in minor league cricket is 31. We'll remember the Manhattan Yorkers. Drops the bat down on, and there is no run. 1 ball remaining. Zafar, despite that 6, has had a good over. And this has been a pretty solid partnership of 18 runs so far. Again, tries to fence this one on a ball ticketed to the off stump. Just the 6 given up by Zafar. He finishes his day bowling at 1 for 25. 15 complete for Mercer Park. Philadelphians are 94 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Viraj Desai comes in from the dog park end for his 3rd over. Good ball to start things off against Christopher Van Tull, who is having a crackerjack day so far. Van Tull goes down the ground, but just getting his paw to it was Desai to keep the ball in play. They do get a run off of that, so Van Tull now goes to 45. His high score, by the way, in minor league cricket coming all the way back in 2021 when he was a member of the Empire State Titans. I guess it would have been the DC Hawks that first season when he had 53. Prashad cuts this one away, but right to the fielder. No run. Desai picked up a wicket in the game on Friday. And this one comes down the ground, and this one will bring up the 100 in style over the road and halfway back to Philadelphia. And Deveshwari Prashad goes to double digits with his second six of the afternoon. And the Philadelphians have crossed the three-digit Rubicon. They go to 101 for one. They are just seeing the ball really well. And they're playing this pitch well. And the other side of that is they're taking advantage of this short side of the field. They're playing with the pitch, as we said, to the leftmost as we see it from our commentary position. And this is the one they were using. They were using this one on Saturday. Again, tries to open up, hits this one straight into the ground. Will be good enough to scamper through for another single. That will bring Van Tull back on strike to face the final ball of this 16th over. 102 for one. It's also impressive, as we said, it's with that sight screen down to our right that he's seeing the ball so well. Van Tull cuts this one away, and the fielder is there. They'll take a run. Van Tull will keep the strike heading into the next over. He is now on 46. 16 complete. The Philadelphians 103 for one. So Janae Nadir will get the ball once again. 13 runs from his 2 overs. He will come back into the attack from the Edinburgh Road end. Directly across from us. As we mentioned, the first of 2 games that we'll have for you today. Coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the NYC Titans and New Jersey Stallions. We'll bring that action here to you from a blustery Mercer Park. Van Tull hits this one on the ground. The fielders are going to come around and stop this. No, they're not. It will scamper through for a 4. And there is a half century for Christopher Van Tull. He gets it in 54 balls. And it's the first half century since Scott's last year. Ryan Scott with 58 on September 2nd of last year at the Philly Cricket Festival in Hatfield. And now Christopher Van Tull gets to his 50 on his 6th 4 to go with the maximum he had. But just a fantastic, fantastic effort from him. Partnership, by the way, now up to 31. He stands in again against Nadir. This one is hit in the air. There's a fielder there, but he's going to watch it sail over for another 6. 4-6 for Christopher Van Tull, his second of the day. He goes to 56 off of 55. And so Van Tull, who is hovering under that 100 strike rate, now goes above it And he is, wow. Between him and Basker Yadram, alongside this already potent lineup. This time he does, and this time he hits this one to the offside, and he hits that one for 4. 3 boundaries in a row for Christopher Van Tull, 4-6-4, and he now goes to 60. He's like Jethro Tull. He is just like Ian Anderson, just wielding the hammer here. And Nadir, who is a good, consistent bowler, has just not had an answer for him in this over. Giving up 14, and still 3 balls to come. Big swing, and this one gets by Kenora Lewis. They'll get 1, thought about a second. And we'll watch umpire Patel, who raises his hand and says, "I'd like a drink." Just kidding, it's a bye. So 1 bye to the total. 118 for 1 with 2 balls to go. What a performance so far by Christopher Van Tull. But you know what? When a projected score sits at 142, you would think a par score coming in would be about 120. I think you're looking at about a 140 for a good par score here. Prashad gets a lot of this one. They're coming in, however, and it's going to drop in front of 2 fielders. They'll get 1. Van Tull came about a third of the way down the wicket looking for a second one, but it will drop in for a loud single. And Van Tull comes back to strike. Prashad now on 16. Great batting performance. But, as we started to say, look at some of the players on the Cavaliers side. As this one, he just got a top edge of that one to steer that one behind the wicket. They'll get another run. Wow. Let's see. 18, 19, 20, 21 runs in that over. An expensive over off of Nadir. And at the end of 17, the Philadelphians 120 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 3 overs to go. And Christopher Van Tull and Deveshwari Prashad have added 44 more runs to the total after Van Tull and Ryan Scott started things off with 76. As Viraj comes in from the dog park end, and Van Tull now adds his 61st run. So Viraj Desai, 20 runs given up without a wicket off of 3.1 overs, but been very impressed. He has a very fluid action. Big swing and another good ball by Viraj Desai. 7.1 runs and over. And in fact, that was so good that it was caught. Nobody really moved and nobody really celebrated, but there is a wicket, and Deveshwari Prashad has to go as he was nicked behind to Duran Davis. And that second wicket stand comes to an end as Prashad has to go for 16. The Philadelphians 121 for 2. So Prashad stumped by Kenora Lewis. And that will bring in Jonathan Fu, the only 4-year man for the Philadelphians. And Fu, who was coming off a 2 really good performances, 41 not out yesterday, to go with 2 for 21 bowling and 36 on Saturday. So he is off to a rocket start. Man from Guyana, who has played in the Caribbean Premier League, needs 21 more runs to go over the 1,000-run mark in minor league cricket. And he goes with the reverse sweep, and they weren't ready for that. And he has gone to that very often during the course of this weekend. And he hits a 4, and they go to 125 for 2. Jonathan Fu has been the face of this team, not just because he's been here all 4 years that the franchise has been around, but because, especially that first season, I remember the first game I commentated, they were playing the Manhattan Yorkers over at the other field across the way here. I'm kind of pointing at nobody. It's kind of over there. And they were playing the Yorkers, and it was him and Chris Pedanton. They needed 22 off the final 7 balls. And he came to strike, and with 14 needed off of, I think, the last 4, and he hit 3 sixes to win the ball game. Well, not a lot of pressure on him, so he can pretty much play whatever shot he wants. And as you can see by that first one, that's exactly what he's intent on doing. Batting with the helmet today. He was batting without it yesterday. Desai with the 4th ball of the over. Again, another reverse sweep, and this one is not going to make the distance. Did he make it? Yeah, he did. So he went to the well one too many times and skies out to deep mid-wicket. And Jonathan Fu lasts all of 2 balls, and Desai has 2 wickets and 3 balls. He goes for 4. Desai now has his 2nd wicket. The Philadelphians are 125 for 3, and Fu has a very slow walk back to the dugout. So here's Bhaskar Yadram. 18 not out yesterday. Well, he's been prolific with the ball so far this season for the Philadelphians. Let's see how he does with the bat. And again, Kennard Lewis trying to catch him napping, going for the stumping. He's done that a couple of times. Great over by Desai. It's a weird-looking 1 wicket, 4 wicket. And another good ball and another dot ball. So Desai gives up 5, but he takes 2 big wickets. That of Jonathan Fu and Deveshwari Prasad. 2 overs to go at the end of 18. The Philadelphians 1-2-5 for 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Nineteenth over, Christopher Van Tull is still out there, alongside Bhaskar Yadram. Who on Saturday had his best innings in minor league cricket as a bowler, 4 for 5, 840 runs, for the man who has played for the Manhattan, well, this is his fourth different team. He's played for the New Jersey Stallions, helped lead them to the championship in 2021, to the Atlantic League Championship, as this one is cut away over the top by Christopher Van Tol. He adds another 4. He goes to 65. That is his 7th boundary, as Ghazi is welcomed for his 3rd with a boundary. You talk about Bhaskar Yadram. We said he is currently 9th in total 6s in minor league cricket history. And has 840 runs to his name. So that's how you have waiting on the other side with Christopher Van Tol. Van Tol, big swing. He got a piece of it. Kennard Lewis tries to go with a direct hit. He missed it. That would have been very close, but good running gets another run. 130 for the Philadelphians. And now here's Yadram. That one is given as a leg by. It did just go off. I thought he caught it with his bat, but the umpire calls that as leg bys. And now Bhaskar Yadram will come up. Two Guyanese in the middle of the ground for the Philadelphians. Big swing, no contact. Bounces away from Lewis. Again, they'll go for 1. This time he did get it, but not in time. And again, they are just great running between the wickets by these two. Always opportunistic. And another run, this time a bye. So 2 extras. One is Lewis, competent keeper, but that one is smacked off the shin of the fielder there at mid-wicket. Another run for Christopher Van Tol, who goes to 66. Bhaskar Yadram turns 25 on September 18th. Swing and a miss. Good ball once again. Played under 19s cricket for Guyana, for the West Indies. Played for Guyana and for the Windward Islands in the Caribbean Championship. Final ball of the 19th over. Hit into the ground. Yadram will keep the strike as they get a run. There's a misfield, and they're going to get a second. And they look for a third, but Van Tol had already ran through, so Yadram gets his first 2 runs. Great running by the Philadelphians, squeezing out a total of 5 runs from this penultimate over. 19 gone, the Philadelphians 134 for 3.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the 20th and final over. I'll give the ball to Junaid Nadir, who has given up 28 runs without taking a wicket in his first 3 overs of work. And this is a good total by the Philadelphians, but when you look at especially Gadjanan Singh and Kennard Lewis, when they put together that partnership of 98 yesterday, they aren't out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, but Christopher Van Tol and Bhaskar Yadram will try and add as many as they can in the next 6 balls to just kind of tighten the screws on this very talented New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers side. Final over about to get underway. And this one is hit right towards us and right over us. It's another 6 for Christopher Van Tull, who is putting on an absolute masterclass here today. He goes the 72 off a 63. Philadelphia now up to 140 for 3. Third maximum for Christopher Van Tull. Whew. Goes again, this time along the ground. Got 1, and they are thinking 2 all the way, and another 2 for Christopher Van Tull. My goodness. Score? $142 for 3 now. This one in on his legs. He dabs that one behind. We'll wait to see if it's given as a leg by, and it is. So they 1 more to the team total. They're now 143 for 3. 143 for 3 with 3 balls to go. What a job by Christopher Van Tull. He and Ryan Scott got off to a flying start with that 76-run opening partnership. And Nadir will pull out of the run-up. The partnerships. Prashad this was Van Tull and Scott, of course, with 76. Van Tull and Prashad with 45. As that one is hit behind the wicket and was given as a wide. That one went behind Bhaskar Yadram, so another one to the total, and just the second wide of this innings. It's been pretty tighty, has the bowling by the Cavaliers. A couple of leg bys. And that one, oh, you could see Prashad's eyes lighting up, but he just swung over top of it. If you were Liam Plunkett, if you were Jonathan Fu, you got to be very happy with the performance that has been shown at the crease today, and now it's just a matter of doing the same with the ball. 144 for 3, 2 balls to go. This one is hit in the air. Should be playable. Coming in, it will drop in front of Desai, and there is Gajanand Singh with a good throw, and he's got him. Great job by Gajanand Singh to throw this one down and get Bhaskar Yadram as they were going for 2. They get 1 out of that, as Yadram will be dismissed for 3, and the Philadelphians now 145 for 4. That one landed just in front of us as Desai and Gajanand Singh both went after the ball. Singh picked it up. Looked like they had collided ever so slightly, but a great job by Singh to throw an absolute strike to Kenar Lewis to nail Bhaskar Yadram. So the final ball of the over, and it will be faced by Arsh Arora. Final ball of the innings, beg your pardon. And Arora tried to get as much as he can out of that. And swing, no contact, and that ends the innings. But the Philadelphians, led by Christopher Van Tull, who carries his bat 74 runs off of 65 balls. He and Ryan Scott got things off to a roaring start, and they just carried on from there. And the Philadelphians have finished their batting innings with a score of 145 for 4. Christopher Van Tull, 74 not out. It is a career high in minor league cricket for him. 8 4s and 3 6s. As you look at the batting card, Ryan Scott did fantastically in the opening with 40 before being caught by Desai in the deep off the bowling of Zafar. Devashwari Prasad had an adventurous 16, and Jonathan Fu went with 2 reverse sweeps. One of them worked, one of them didn't, before he was caught out by Kazmi for 4. Bhaskar Yadram got 3 runs before being run out, and then Arsh Arora came in to face just the 1 ball at the end of the innings, not out. The bowling figures, well, as we said, not awful. Just 8 extras given up by the Cavs, as Viraj Desai, the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 24. He got those 2 in 3 balls. Fantastic for him. Saad bin Zafar getting the big wicket of Ryan Scott, 1 for 25. Then you see everybody else. Najav Shah, none for 10. Gajanan Singh, who had the hat trick yesterday, no such magic today, none for 22. Ghazi, none for 20. A good bowling performance for him. Junaid Nadir went pretty well until he gave up 22 runs in that 1 over. He finishes on 38. So the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers need 146 to pick up their 2nd win of the weekend. Will they do it, or will the Philadelphians pick up their 3rd win and remain undefeated and at the top of the Eastern Division? Those questions will be answered when we return. You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies here on the MLC Network. Nadir will put the ball in the play. And Van Tull plays a defensive shot. Good ball from Nadir. Absolutely beautiful day. And this one is hit to 3rd man, and it is gone for a 6. This one is turned around on the onside. The grass is going to slow this one down, I think. But no, it won't. It will just power over for a 4. Turned away, and this one is in the same spot, and it's going to be the same result. Back-to-back boundaries for Ryan Scott. Turn to the onside, and that one is steered through for 4. And first boundary for Christopher Van Tull, who goes for 6. Cut away to the onside, and this time he finally sees one he likes and hits it for 4 for Joe Root's academy team. This one is cut away through the air, but it will land safely. The outfielder giving chase, but the boundary's going to win that race. It's a 4 for Christopher Van Tull, and he now goes to double digits. Got an outside edge, and this one will go all the way to the 3rd man boundary for another 4. The Philadelphians will be back in action on Friday against the Manhattan Yorkers. This one is hit well for a 6. That's the 2nd time that's happened. And again, fences this one away, and it's another 4. So he comes back from that one, does Christopher learn how to play it. That one cut away to the offside, and that's going to beat the fielder, and another 4 for Christopher Van Tull as Ghazi continued 3 from 3. Or not Bronze Reed, sorry. It was Devashwari Prasad, beg your pardon. As this one is smacked away, and that's another maximum for Ryan Scott. And again, except this time there's a man there at the deep, and he's taken, and that ends Ryan Scott, who went to the well once too many. Popped up. Couple of fielders converge. Diving attempt, rather, but it drops in safely. Still bowling well, though. And once again, and this time no doubt about this one, but Zafar, and this one is hit up in the air, and this one is going to carry, and this one is gone for 6. So first boundary on Friday. And this one comes down the ground, and this one will bring up the 100 in style over the road at Mercer Park. Van Tull hits this one on the ground. The fielders are going to come around and stop this. No, they're not. It will scamper through for a 4. And there is a half century for... This one is hit in the air. There's a fielder there, but he's going to watch it sail over for another 6. 4. This time he does, and this time he hits this one to the offside, and he hits that one for 4. Big swing and another good ball by Barrage. Desai. And he goes with the reverse sweep, and they weren't ready for that. And he has gone to that very often during the course of this weekend. Over. Again, another reverse sweep, and this one is not going to make the distance. Did he make it? Yeah, he did. So he went to the well one too many times and skies out to deep mid-wicket. To the championship in 2021, to the Atlantic League Championship, as this one is cut away over the top by Christopher Van Tull. He adds another 4 to get underway. And this one is hit right towards us and right over us. It's another 6 for this one is hit in the air. Should be playable. Coming in, it will drop in front of Desai. And there is Gajanand Singh with a good throw, and he's got him. Great job by Gajanand Singh.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
Back here at Mercer Park, the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies. The Philadelphians have set the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers a target of 146 for victory, and they will come out and try to defend that to go to 3-0 on the season. Brian Barish back here with you. Glad to have your company as well. As the Philadelphians are now in the field, all dressed in yellow with a black trim, and the green-clad New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Kennard Lewis on the near side of your screen. He's out there with Chandrapal Hemraj. And we'll see who starts the bowling for the Philadelphians. As you see, Christopher Van Tull, who is the man of the hour so far with an unbeaten 74. And the chase begins now. Play that one to fine leg, but stopped. Good bowling there. It is Sivaram Chowdhury. Second season with the Philadelphians. Turned around by Lewis. They'll scamper through for the first run, and they are away. The required run rate, 7.36. The temperature has gone up only about 4 degrees since game time. Started at 69 degrees, now up to 73. It's going to top out at 80 in just a couple of hours' time. Perhaps in time for the second game of our doubleheader. As we said, coming up at 2 o'clock, we'll have the NYC Titans and New Jersey Stallions. The Cavs looking for their second victory as this chase continues. In the air, it's going to drop in safe, but Lewis came down the track looking for a run. Good fielding by the Philadelphians as Jonathan Fu picks it up, the captain. Ball sails by the off stump. And good ball once again by Chowdhury. Chandrapal Hemraj, a man who has played at the international level with the West Indies. Facing from the left side. Fifth ball of the over comes in. Popped him up. Where is this one going to land? It is away for 6. Straight down the ground by Chandrapal Hemraj. First boundary, it comes in the first over. The Cavaliers are 7 without loss. This one again looking for the off stump, and good fluid stroke by Chandrapal Hemraj. Final ball of the over. Went for the same shot. Gets by everybody, including Van Tull. Direct hit, but Kennard Lewis was back in time. And so Hemraj picks up 7 runs. And at the end of the first, chasing 146, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 8 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Bhaskar Yadram will come into the attack now. Bowling from the dog park end. Yadram with his best innings in his minor league cricket career on Saturday. taking 4 for 5 on debut for the Philly side. Man who played for the Manhattan Yorkers. See him there. First ball of the over comes in, and that one is dug into the ground. Going after it, looking to peg Lewis on the striker's end. Yadram, as we said, turns 25, man who played for the LA Knight Riders on their list. Hemorrhage now goes to 8. The Cavaliers, who put up a large score yesterday, 159 off of 16 overs against the Titans yesterday. Big swing, and that one kept low. Good ball. Good job by Van Tull, who has a long way down to get the ball where he got it when it crossed him. Previous to that, this is the second fourfer by Bhaskar Yadram. Last one was in 2022. He took 4 for 28 that day. This one is hit high in the air, scampering all the way back. Where's this one going to land? It is gone for 6. Just over the commentary tent. And Kennard Lewis has his first maximum, and he goes to 7. The Cavs now 15 for 9. Again, looking for off stunt, a straight drive down the ground. As Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad gave chase but ran out of room. Next ball comes in. This one in on the hands. Big appeal there. And claiming that that one may have hit the bat, but the umpire says no. Good comeback by Bhaskar Yadram. Lewis playing in his 22nd minor league cricket match. All with the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Dab down to the offside, but not far enough to get a run. Good fielding there as they get the ball back in Van Tull. And then he ran, it looked like he overran it a bit. And instead of eating it, Van Tull threw the ball down. And that allowed an overthrow, so Lewis gets a run off of that. And the Philadelphians, who generally are pretty tidy in the field, give up perhaps a run needlessly. Kennard Lewis, 33 years of age, from Jamaica. This is Hemorrhage facing the final ball of the second over. Smacked away over the offside. They'll take 1. They're going to take a second, and they will do so easily. So a good start in reply for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers as Hemorrhage goes to double digits off of 6 balls to complete. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 18 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Well, they had a quick change for this third over. And Looks like they've picked up a run here off the bat of Kennard Lewis, or it looks like it would have been close. So Chandrapal Hemraj back in the strike now. Chowdhury continues from the Edinburgh Road end, and rather this is Devashwari Prasad who's into the attack now. Philadelphians, as we said, couple of wins to start the season off. They had 5 to start off last season. Going on to win the Eastern Division. Cut away over the drawn-in infield, and that one is just hops in front of the boundary for 4 more runs. So Chandrapal Hemraj gets another boundary. That is his first 4. Good cut shot from him as the ball hopped up right at the letters, as we would say in baseball, right just under the armpits. And again, same spot, but a little bit further out towards the road. But also the same result as it dropped just in front. Back-to-back 4s by Chandrapal Hemraj, and Devashwari Prasad continue to bowling towards the tram lines. And he's going to need to change his line of attack because Chandrapal Hemraj is finding the target early. 27 without loss. I got him! That's how you answer it. That one kept absolutely low and slow like a good pot of chili. And Prasad comes back from giving up 2 4s to take the wicket of Chandrapal Hemraj. He goes for 19 off of 8. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 27 for 1. Here it is again. Oh, hopped up on him, and I think he was expecting that to hop a little bit higher, but Prasad just knocks over the off stump, and the bails go rattling, and a big early wicket inside the power play for the men from Philly. 27 for 1. So a former Philadelphian and Syed Abdullah comes to strike. Abdullah playing in 2022 here in Philadelphia. And so Kennard Lewis, who carried his bat yesterday, 56 not out as part of a 98-run partnership, unbeaten partnership, I might say, between him and Ganjanan Singh. We'll have to do the same here. And Abdullah defends back through the box. No run. Devashwari Prasad has really steadily been a good bowling option for the Philadelphians so far, and this is his 2nd season. Again, just drops the bat on this one. Been told as they go to the non-striker's end, but they will scamper through for a run. So Syed Abdullah is off the mark, 28 for 1. Midway through this 3rd over, and They are ahead of where the Philadelphians were at this rate. They were at 22 for no loss. But they had their openers through all the way into the 11th over, did Philly. Final ball of the over off the shoulder of the bat. Good comeback by Prashad, who gave up 2 fours to start the over. Goes wicket, dot, 1 dot. 3 complete from Mercer Park, chasing 146. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 28 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
One of the things that if you follow minor league cricket, and if you are following along and you want up-to-date scoring, you can find so on Crick Clubs. You can go to crickclubs.com/MILC for live scoring, just as we have it here at the ground. One of the things they've added to the broadcast is Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad will come into the attack for the first time today, is that they have the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern par score. If you're not familiar with cricket, the DLS, as it's called, is used in the event that a game ends early because of the weather. But for something like this, it's good to have kind of as a measuring stick. Cut away by Syed Abdullah. And fielded by the man in Nitesh Mahesh. Another new signing by the Philadelphians in 2024. Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad's been with this club now for 3 seasons. And he'll come around the wicket. Oh, big swing as he opened up, but ball safely into the hands of wicketkeeper Christopher Van Tull. Great start by Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. And that one is hit well, and that one will 3 bouncing over the rope by Syed Abdullah, who picks up his first boundary. Coming across and spinning away from Syed Abdullah, who went with the bounce and steered it away to the offside for 4. 32 for 1. You see the Philadelphians setting up their field. A lot of players on that short offside for Abdullah. They're playing, as we mentioned, they have 3 wickets set up, 3 pitches. They're playing on the leftmost pitch today. So the offside for the right-handed batter on the Edinburgh Road end is shorter, as this one is crunched into the ground, but stopped by Ryan Scott, who had his best showing of the young season so far with 40. Slapped down the ground by Syed Abdullah, and he'll pick up another run. .33 for 1. Syed Abdullah yesterday did not bat, didn't need to. The Cavaliers 159 for 2. Big swing. No contact, and another good ball from Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. And that ends the over. Good over from him, just 5 runs off of it at the end of 4. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 33 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Devashwari Prashad comes back in the attack, or continues rather. And that one is blasted for 6 off the bat of Syed Abdullah, who doubles his score. Didn't look like he put a pot of power in it, although now they're saying now it might be. Well, we're double checking here. That looked awfully close. Looked on the replay like that was 6 as they picked that one out, but in fact it has only been given for 4. That was awfully close, but I think that's the right call. Syed Abdullah played for, we mentioned the Philadelphians, had his top score with them of 59 back on opening weekend in 2022. Comes forward, does Syed Abdullah. Good fight back ball from Dev Prashad. 1 for 13 off of 8 overs. 8 balls, rather. First of 5 weekends of minor league cricket action. Again, leading up to the championship weekend in Atlanta, October 2nd through 6th. Oh, I think he got him. Well, they appealed. They thought he caught the edge. Everybody was convinced. Christopher Van Tol was. So was Devashwari Prashad. But umpire Mihir Patel said no. Oh. Well, he's a lot closer than I am. Don't know if there was any sort of deviation, but Abdullah stays alive. 4th ball of the over. Comes forward by the diving Prashad. They'll pick up another run here. Man, he's putting in the effort. Here it is again. Well, that was awfully close. I think, if anything, it may have come close to his glove. But not conclusive evidence based on that great replay. They're going at a clip of 8.1. They need 7 point, just a shade over 7 to the Cavaliers. As we mentioned, 159 yesterday in a 16-over clash against the Titans yesterday. Good ball and forced him to play defensively. Devashwari Prashad spent some time with the Manhattan Yorkers. Down the ground, but fielder is there. He'll come around. Restricted to 1. 6 runs off this 5th over. We head to the 6th. Last over of the power play. The Cavaliers are 39 for 1. Last over of the power play. And this one is hit. Well, it hit for 6. As Kennard Lewis drives that one off of Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. And he goes to double figures now on 15. 45 for one. And they are ahead of where the Philadelphians were at the end of the power play. They were at 37 without loss. And that one just taken downtown off the bowling of Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. That one is hit in the air. Cries of catch, but it was short. They come through for a run. And the throw got away, but Muhammad there to back it up. Another run added, 46 for one. Muhammad yesterday 1 for 21 off of 4 overs. Looking for his first wicket here. Good start offensively for the Cavs. As we said, they've got a lot of dangerous batters. Opens up to make some room, but no contact made. Good ball by Muhammad. Another swing, no contact. Good 2 balls in a row. Again, with a good change of pace. Muhammad, of course, we mentioned the wicket he took, but he took a 3 for 9 on opening day. Again, makes some room, dribbles the ball through skitters across like a cockroach on the bathroom floor. 3 dot balls in a row. Muhammad's 3 for 9 off of 3 overs, included a maiden in the opening game. 82-run victory over the Eagles. And had it not been for Bhaskar Yadram's 4 for 5, it would have been the top one, but you can't sneeze at 3 for 9, and he comes back after giving up the 6 and the 1. So that's the end of the power play for the Cavaliers. As we said, they're about 9 runs ahead of where the Philadelphians were at the end of 6, chasing 146. The Cavaliers 46 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So 100 runs needed off of the next 14 overs for the Cavaliers. They're off to a pretty good start. We mentioned that DLS par score that is being calculated. We don't want to look at it too much, but the power play is a good time to look at it, and we'll tell you that the par score based on that particular is 38, so they're 8 runs ahead of that. But still plenty of time. Good bowling by Chowdhury, who comes back in from the Edinburgh Road end. Kick off things here in the 7th over. The wind, which has played up and gusted at times today. Up, that's a 6. Don't even bother chasing that one. That's going to land somewhere in the trees, maybe. And they've sent the search party after that one. I don't know if I think we may have seen the last of that one, but a massive 6 by Kennard Lewis. He goes to 22, and that brings up the 50 for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They go to 52 for 1. Ooh. Now, we mentioned Lewis yesterday. 57. Check that, 56 off of 43. 5 4s and 4 6s. And he already has 3 to his name so far. And I have the feeling they might need to bring out the box of onions. They're still looking for it. And while that is happening, And while they go looking for the ball, they, as we said, they might need to send the Pope in to find that one because that ain't coming back. Take a quick look around the grounds. There were 4 games scheduled today. Of course, this one happening, and we have another game in the East coming up at the conclusion of this game at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. About 90 minutes from now, we've got the NYC Titans and the New Jersey Stallions. The Stallions at 1-0. Victory over the Manhattan Yorkers, while the Titans, as we have mentioned a couple of times, lost convincingly to the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Down in the South Division in Atlanta, the Atlanta Fire taking on the Baltimore Royals. The Royals 93 for 5 as they play in the 15th over. As you take a look at some of the Stallions arriving, getting ready for their matches. Sherrod Lumba, 52 for Baltimore in that match. Amila Ponzo with a couple of wickets for the Atlanta Fire. The other game scheduled, which was down at Musa Stadium in Texas, was between the Lone Star Athletics and Dallas Euphoria Giants, and that game has been called off due to the weather. Our man Tim Lowell was telling us that the weather didn't look all that great down there in the Houston area. As they're still looking for that ball over there. I am curious at what point they're just going to give up, but those are the games today, and we mentioned that there are games all 4 days, I believe all 4 days through next weekend here. If you're in the Central Jersey, Philadelphia area, perhaps the North Jersey in the New York area, and want to make the trek down here to Mercer County Park, and we'll tell you some of the matches. Of course, each of the teams this year playing 8 games across the 4 divisions. And it looks like they finally are bringing out a new ball. Here's a look at the Philadelphians, is how they've been bowling so far. You saw the card for the Cavaliers, but Devashwari Prasad, the only wicket so far. Bowling Chandrapal Hemraj 1 for 15. That was a 27 for 1, and in the 7th over as we get set for the 8th now. 54 for 1. That one is hit well, and that's going to be another 6. Almost the same location. And Kennard Lewis with an absolute bullet over for 6 more runs. How about 3 in a row? Oh, my goodness. Everybody duck and cover. Kennard Lewis with 3 in a row. And the Cavaliers of all of the sudden, this is what this man can do. He has doubled the amount of 6s. He is all the way now up to, or almost, he's all the way up to 5 as he sends that one out towards the garage. In again. And this one, this time wide, but a little bit too wide. And Sivaram Chowdhury has lost the plot a little bit. There's a little bit of a, looks like they're doing a correction with the score at the moment, so we'll get that for you in just a moment. And here he goes again, but this time He goes down the ground and, almost took the catch. It was Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. He came in very, very quickly, but it dropped in front of him. So they get another run out of this one. Here it is once again. Got a little uppish on this one. Did Kenara Lewis. And just out of the reach of Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. Well, the score is correct. They did take a run out of this one. Again, this one is high in the air from Abdullah, but it drops in front. And that ends the over. I believe they get 20 off of that one. We'll double check the score, but at the end of 8, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 74 for 1. This one is slopped through the onside, picked up by Christopher Van Tull. It is Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad who is in bowling. And we're just confirming the score for you. We'll do that in just a moment. This one in and kept low. Lewis had to deep down and kind of dink that back to Muhammad. Left-hander comes in again. This one is slapped on the onside. They'll trot through for a single. So they had 3 sixes and I believe 2 singles in the last one. And they just got a single now. They're waiting for it, and then they call time, and Muhammad will go back. Fenced by Abdullah. There is no run. The sight screen to our right is down thanks to the wind we had earlier, so it makes it a little bit more sensitive in terms of what the batters can see. And Abdullah goes down the ground and just over Bhaskar Yadram for another 6. So 6 more to the total. And 6 more off the bat of Sai Abdullah. By my count, it's 81 for 1, but we'll double check that at the end of the over. back here at Mercer Park. This game between the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. We are getting set for the 10th over. We have a little bit of a delay, and we are just waiting for them to correct the scoring issue, and we will return when that has been resolved. So we'll just stand by for those of you watching at home. Again, our thanks to you on this Labor Day weekend, joining us on the MLC Network as well as on Fan Code back in India. And we will return in just a few minutes. And we're back and set for play. Just about, anyway. We're 74 for 1 at the end of 8. I think we're just waiting for them to add the 9th over. So we will beg your indulgence with the score. They are still working on it as we continue with what I think is the 10th over, as this one is turned around off the bat of Kennard Lewis, and they come through for another run. And we're just double checking what we have here. So and that one is to the offside, into the hands of Van Tol, but not off the bat of Abdullah. Just thought he might have caught a thick edge there, but ball sails by the bat. He'll come out and touch gloves with Kennard Lewis. And they came to the crease when the score was 27 for 1. Well, there is at least a 50 partnership for this, too. Big swing. Looked for the LBW. Big appeal, but that may have been going down. It may also have caught the bat, but umpire Mihir Patel says no way. Another dot ball. Here it is once again. Well, it hit. Now, the question is, I don't know what it would have been because it looked like it was hitting plumb. The only thing I could think of is that if it caught the bat, come through for another single. And again, we are just confirming the score here for you. I have 83 for 1 in the 10th over. But again, that is unofficial until we sort all of this out with the scoring system. The target is 146, and Kennard Lewis is going to hit another 6. And that, by my count, is his 7th of the game. So 8 runs now given up in this over off Devashwari Prashad. And this one would have hopped over the wicket, but he turns on this one and blasts this one to the onside. And Kenora Lewis is having himself another day. So unofficially 89 for 1. That's unofficially right now. Lewis dabs it down, looking for a play, and went to the non-striker's end. They'll scamper through for another single. So 10 runs in that, I believe. And we will confirm the score for you, but at the halfway point, we believe the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 92 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Big appeal there as Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad comes in for his 4th over of work. He's been touched up for 31 so far. All right, we are now on par, I believe, here. This is the 10th over. Big swing, no contact. And again, Muhammad feeling he is awfully close to picking up Kenora Lewis. So that is what you see here. We believe we are okay now. 82 for 1 is the score. Down the ground comes Kenora Lewis. They'll scamper through as Bhaskar Yadram comes around. $83 for 1. This one is hit, and this one, he turns and goes, and will chase this one. Another 6 off the bat of Syed Abdullah. He goes to 26. And the Cavaliers are rocketing now. They're at 89 for 1. Bowling in between middle and leg stump and just carted down the ground by Syed Abdullah. And the Cavaliers in a very good position here. Just thumps this one past Muhammad. Sivaram Shwarma Chowdhury comes around. 90 for 1 now. And Lewis is on the precipice of another half century. And this one is struck down the ground. Coming over once again is Bhaskar Yadram, who cuts it off, holds him to a single. Lewis maintains the strike. Now we are at the halfway point. After 10, chasing down a target of 146, the Cavaliers 91 for 1. They need 55 off the final 60 balls.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the first appearance with the ball by Saurabh Islam, who will bowl from the Edinburgh Road end. After a lot of spin, they'll go back to pace to see if they can solve the riddle that is Kenora Lewis. They are way above the par score at the halfway point. The par score is 63 as Lewis steps out and forces Islam to have to go again. 19 runs off of 3 sixes by Kennard Lewis in that 7th over. He has 6 sixes in the match. And this looks like number 7. Way out of here. Big 6 by Kennard Lewis, and that brings up his half century. 51 runs off of 27 deliveries, 7 sixes. And Kennard Lewis, whose high in minor league cricket is 83, which he got in the first season. That ball ticketed for off stump, and he is just having a day out here. Ball gets by Christopher Van Tull, but given as a wide. And so a wide +1. So that takes him to 98 for 1. And this partnership now at 71 runs. Sorry, 71 runs between Syed Abdullah and Kennard Lewis. This one is chipped up. Will drop in. Another run for Syed Abdullah. 4 more balls still to come. 49. Check that, 47 needed from 58 deliveries. The Cavaliers looking at picking up their 2nd win of the season. This one flayed away to the offside, and that one will go through for 4 more. As Kennard Lewis goes to the double nickels in 55. Again, Islam going, and this one flirting with the tram lines once again. May have been given as a wide. I think you could make a good case that it would have been given as a wide. But Lewis says, I'll take 4 runs all the same. Big swing and off the pads there. There was a half-hearted appeal, it looked like, for leg before, but none given. Expensive over by Islam, who's given up 13 with 2 legal deliveries still to come. So as good as the Philadelphians looked and as good as they looked in this over, we said this Cavaliers side had a lot of big boppers, especially with Lewis. And he goes down the ground, but it'll drop in front. And they come through for another single with 1 ball to come in front of Yashwant Balaji, who had a pretty substantial fan base here during the course of the weekend. Last ball of the over, 42 runs needed. And Abdullah goes downtown. Where is this one going to land? This one is going to go and he's gone. It is gone. It has been caught. Here it is again. This one got chipped up high, and just going down to his knee and making the catch was Abdul Jabbar Muhammad. Oh boy, they needed that wicket in a hurry. So that is the end of Syed Abdullah. He goes for 28 off of 27. The partnership comes to an end at 77 runs, but the damage has been done. At the end of the 11th, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 104 for 2. So Gajanan Singh is set to come out at number 4 for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. And when he came out yesterday to bat alongside Kennard Lewis in the 8th over, they didn't leave the crease, adding 98 runs. They don't need that many today. They only need 39 off of 54, but the Cavaliers in a really good position. But here is Bhaskar Yadram into the attack. Gave up 10 runs in this first over. The first ball to Lewis goes behind. And he did not get anything to it, and that is 5 wides, and that does not help the cause. So Bhaskar Yadram, who had 4 wickets, giving up just 5 runs in the opener. And the equation now, those are 5 runs, by the way, without ticking a ball over. So now 34 off of 54. The Philadelphians, who, again, looked so impressive in the first 2 games, and, again, putting up a pretty solid target of 145, 146. But they are getting picked apart. Lewis pops this one to third man. Not far enough to score. No real reason to take runs needlessly here or to try anything. 53 balls to play with here. And here are the Philadelphians urging on Yaddy. We said, man who's played at the national level with the West Indies. Again, fences this one down to the offside. And that will bring Gajanan Singh to bat for the first time today. Lewis goes to 60 off of 32. Lewis is, we said, 83. And his next highest was last season when he had a 61. Already a second half century for Kennard Lewis. Yadram will continue now from the dog park end. Gradually getting a little bit warmer here at Mercer Park. Flails at this one outside the off stump. Good comeback from Bhaskar Yadram. Another dot ball. Still 113 for 2. Second game of our doubleheader will begin at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, just about an hour from now. The New Jersey Stallions against the NYC Titans. We bring you all the action here on the MLC Network and via fan code to our friends in India. In the nether regions, it looks like, of Gajanan Singh, who had to defend that one in self-defense. No run. 2 balls to come. The Philadelphians, some of the players, of course, we mentioned some of the players that they've brought in. They had Raj Nanand last season. Raj is down in Morrisville this year after a good effort at Major League Cricket as well. He's a guy who's going to be in the U.S. system for some time, I think. Again, played in off the hands, steered to the onside. They'll take a run. Plenty of time to play with here. So Singh doesn't need to go carting things, and be interesting to see what Kennard Lewis decides to do here as this rest of this innings plays out. 32 required off of 49. It's a very favorable equation for the boys in green. Final ball of this 12th over en route. Again, dab down, but not far enough to score. Well, you throw those 5 wides away, it's not a bad inning, not a bad over for Bhaskar Yadram. He gives up 7, however, in it, chasing down a target of 146. After 12, the Cavaliers are 114 for 2.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Paul Islam comes back into the attack, 1 for 14. He has the took the wicket of Syed Abdullah. Gajanan Singh stands in. And here comes Islam at his pace. Kept low, big swing, no contact by Gajanan Singh. Things have slowed down a little bit. Of course, we say that they gave up just 7, 14 off the inning of in the over before it. This one is hit in the air and hit deep, but they're going to watch this one sail over the boundary. And even the young man just watching couldn't even get to that. It's another 6 for Gajanan Singh. He goes to 7. And now the Cavaliers need just 26 runs. And that was one of those shots that just felt good watching it. Just give you all the warm and fuzzies inside. He goes for the same shot. This time it's pulled to the onside, but it'll drop just short. It does bounce over for 4. And Gajanan Singh now is in double figures. He goes to 11 from 6. And it's getting pretty near the end, as John and Paul once said on a very good Beatles song. And here it is once again. Again, going for that 4th stump line, and Singh with no problem. Ganji going back down the ground. Muhammad comes around and picks it up. They'll take a run. 125 for 2. They need 21 now. And Kennard Lewis comes up 65 off of 32. So Christopher Van Tull, who had 74 and carried his bat, might have met his match. 2 balls to go in this over. There's a big appeal, but just bounced off may have caught the bat there. No run, 1 ball to come in the 13th over. 125 for 2. The Philadelphians, they were looking pretty well, and at this, they're scoring at a lesser rate. At the end of this over, they were only 78 for 1. Down the ground, coming in, and it'll drop in front. And they'll come through for another single, and Kennard Lewis will keep the strike. 12 more runs added to the tally. The bell is tolling for the Philadelphians. The Cavaliers need 20 from the final 7 overs. They are 126 for 2.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Basker Yadrum continues from the dog park end and sends Kenar Lewis flailing. Fourteenth over gets underway. We'll take a look at the schedule upcoming for both of these teams next week. As Lewis digs in. Got him! He bowled him! And finally, Kenar Lewis has to go. But Basker Yadrum picks up a huge, huge wicket. It might be a bridge too far. But they don't have to worry about Lewis in the middle of the ground anymore as he sends middle stump cartwheeling. Yadrum has his first wicket, and the Cavaliers won 26 for 3. What a ball by Basker Yadrum. And that is really some of the magic we've seen from him over the years in this Eastern Division. And what a pickup he's been. I mean, he's not the spin bowler that Raj Nadan was, but my goodness, he is a weapon. So Kenar Lewis, 66 off of 36. It surpasses the 56 that he had, and Saeed will now come up. The Cavaliers, however, are in good shape. They need 20 off of 40. As we look at the dismissal again. Kept low. Good length ball, and you could see his eyes lighting up. He wanted something right in the breadbasket. Unfortunately, it was down in the cupboard. And so, Saeed will come up. The first ball to him. Turns this one around on the onside. They'll come through for a single. They're not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. They've got Gajanan Singh, who, of course, carried his bat, or didn't carry his bat. Kenar Lewis carried his bat. But Singh had an unbeaten partnership with him. One leg by. Now 19 needed. Ooh, just got a piece of it and steered it back to third man. Van Tol dove, but didn't. Great effort from him, but it just eludes his glove, and that's 4 more for Gajanan Singh. Just pushed at it and just out of the reach, maybe by about 3 inches. 4 more. 127. 131, beg your pardon. They need 15 now off of 6.2 overs. 38 balls. We'll have a moment here. They're just getting the ball here. One game on Friday. The Philadelphians will be here to play the Manhattan Yorkers. That's a 2 p.m. start. We'll get into a little bit more. This one is defended. A good throw would have put Saeed in some strife, but Singh picks up another run. He goes to 17, now 14 needed. So if you're in the area, Mercer Park, Philadelphians will play the Manhattan Yorkers at 2 p.m. on Friday the 6th. On Saturday the 7th, another doubleheader. Manhattan will play the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. These Cavaliers at 10 a.m. on Saturday the 7th. And then in the afternoon game at 2 o'clock, the Philadelphians will play the NYC Titans. And then on Sunday, another doubleheader will be the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Stallions, and the Manhattan Yorkers and the NYC Titans at 2 o'clock. Dabbed away, no run, however, right to a fielder. 6 runs the wicket of Kennard Lewis, but the Cavaliers are in great shape. They need 14 from 36. At the end of 14, the Cavs 132 for 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Well, it's Jonathan Fu time. Fu coming off of 2 wickets yesterday and really had a fantastic performance. He took 2 wickets. He had 41 not out, but decided he was going to test out his reverse sweeps today. One of them worked. He got a 4 out of it, but then on the next ball, he holed out. Let's see if he can stop the bleeding here as he brings his right arm spin. As Gajanan Singh faces up. 14 required from 36. Here comes the captain. Soft shot. Just nurdle to the onside, to the offside, beg your pardon. And they'll come through for another run. 13 needed. So if this result holds, the Cavaliers will take the all-time season series lead. Or all-time lead. They'll have won 4 of the 7 matches that have produced a result. The game coming up between the Titans and the New Jersey Stallions, beg your pardon. The Titans, of course, a continuation of the Empire State Titans, and by that metric, the Stallions have never lost to the Titans in 7 matches. Saeed comes down the ground and bangs through a single. Down to 12. And the Cavaliers are not in any sort of hurry, even though the run rate would benefit from it. Knocked to the offside, no run. 134 for 3 still. That one is whipped away down the ground, but right to a fielder. I believe that's Abdul-Jabbar Muhammad. Another run to the tally. Saeed. Steady batter. Appeal for LBW. A long appeal by Jonathan Fu. Mahir Patel gives him a little smile. And I love Mahir. He's such a great dude. He's a very good umpire, but he has such a great attitude about it. This one is lifted back behind. They'll take one. They're going to take a second, and Bhaskar Yadram had to run a long, long way to stop it. It wouldn't have been any danger of getting over the rope, but that's 2 more runs to the tally off the bat of Saeed. They have 5 overs to go, 9 runs to get. At the end of 15, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 1-3-7 for 3. So 5 runs off that Jonathan Fu over, and Bhaskar Yadram will come back in one more time after bowling Kennard Lewis. This will be his 4th and final over of work, having given up 22 runs. Cut away to the offside. Stopped in the deep. come through for a single. Now 8 required. So the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers set to go to 2-1, and they would be in a tie with the Philadelphians. And if the tiebreakers are the same as last year, and we're just assuming they are, they would actually be ahead of the Philadelphians because the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Went for this one. And he is gone. Caught by Christopher Van Tull. And Bhaskar Yadram has his second wicket. It's Saeed who has to go. Again, the death knell is near, but that's a good wicket to take. Saeed goes for 3. The Cavaliers now 138 for 4. Well, the Philadelphians may not win this game, or they might. I mean, just start being a little bit anxious about what's happening as the Forest have to come in. But Bhaskar Yadram, who has taken 4 wickets earlier this weekend, now 2 for 23. They need 8 runs from 28 balls. Zafar will come in batting from the left side. We saw Gajanan Singh take a hat trick yesterday. Bhaskar Yadram, kind of bowler with his pace. I can't really count any team out. Let's see how Zafar does. Pushed away, and they'll get a run off of that. Takes the required total down to 7. Christopher Van Tull with another catch. He took 2 yesterday. Nice when you have a wicketkeeper who can rack up that statistic. Again, played this one, but right to a fielder. Slow getting up, just making sure he still has all 10 fingers there. This is the only matchup between the two teams this season. There are 6 teams in this Eastern Division. They play every team once, and then I think they come back and play 3 teams twice. That makes sense. Defended, not far enough to score, however. 1 more ball left in this over, and Bhaskar Yadram is bowling magnificently here in this last over for him today. But 7 required off of the final 25, and you would think especially with Singh still in the middle, that the odds are in New Jersey's favor. Last ball of the over. Dab down to third man. Comes around, a little bit of a bobble, but he'll take the 1. Well, we're down to the point where a single swing of the bat can win it. They need 6 off the final 24 balls at the end of 16. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 140 for 4. 17th over about to get underway. And it's Jonathan Fu who continues from the Edinburgh Road end. And that may be the ball game, folks. And it is. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers have won it off the bat of Gajanan Singh, who finishes with an unbeaten 27. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are victorious over the Philadelphians by 6 wickets. And they do so with 23 balls to spare, and they pick up their 2nd win of the season. Great job by this Cavaliers side. And give a lot of the credit to Kennard Lewis, who smacked the ball all over the place. 8 sixes en route to 66 from 36. And it was all gravy from there. Him and Syed Abdullah, who put together an 81-run partnership is what it is officially. 81 runs. And that was the difference, as the Philadelphians put up what we thought was a really good score on this ground, 145 for 4 behind Christopher Van Tull's unbeaten 74 runs. But Kennard Lewis and Syed Abdullah, as we said, just really taking over. And the Philadelphians' normally potent bowling attack looked anything but. And they cruise home 4 overs ahead of time. So we take a look at the batting card for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Kennard Lewis, as we said, the top scorer, not of the game, but of this innings with 66. Chandrapal Hemraj didn't really get a chance to get going today. 18 off of 9, however. Syed Abdullah, as we mentioned, part of that long partnership, 23 off of 28. Gajanan Singh, 27. Again, 27 not out for him, was not out yesterday with 57. And he hit the winning runs. Mohammad Usman Saeed on 3. And the other not-out batsman, Said bin Zafar, with 1 and 8 extras. 146 is what they end up with. There's the bowling figures. Bhaskar Yadram, 2 late wickets, really inconsequential other than to just kind of make things a little bit interesting. Good day for him, 2 for 25. Devashwari Prasad, 1 for 24. Surapal Islam, 1 for 26. Sivam Chowdhury struggled, 0 for 16. Jonathan Fu, 7 balls, gave up 11 runs. And the normally consistent A.J. Muhammad, a little bit expensive, giving up 43 runs in his 4 overs. So the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers now go both to 2-1. As we take a look at the match summary, once again, we mentioned Christopher Van Tull with the match-high 74 runs off of 65 balls. And Viraj Desai picking up 2 big wickets, 2 for 24. Zafar also picking up a wicket, 1 for 25. The other wicket was a run-out. But the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, again, showing a lot of splash and dash. Kennard Lewis with 66, the top scorer today. So, once again, as we said, that brings both the Philadelphians and New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers to a 2-1 record. They both have 4 points now. And the New Jersey Stallions, who are at 1-0, would love to join the party with a victory over the NYC Titans in a game that is coming up in about 40 minutes' time. We hope that you'll join us then. Just switch over to the other stream here on the MLC Network, or if you're watching us in India, thanks to Fan Code. But as we continue, it'll be the last game here from Mercer County on this Labor Day weekend. But as for this one, it's the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers victorious over the Philadelphians by 6 wickets. Our thanks to Umer and everybody else who has brought to you today's match here from Mercer Park. We hope we'll see you again. If not, we wish you a pleasant good evening. Popped them up. Where is this one going to land? It is away for 6. Straight down the ground by Chandrapal Hemraj. This one is hit high in the air, scampering all the way back. Where's this one going to land? It is gone for 6. Cut away over the drawn-in infield, and that one is just hops in front of the boundary for 4 more runs. And again, same spot, but a little bit further out towards the road. But also the same result as it dropped just in front. I got him. That's how you answer it. That one kept absolutely low and slow like a good pot of chili. And that one is hit well, and that one will three bouncing over the rope by Syed Abdullah, who picks up his first boundary, or continues rather. And that one is blasted for 6 off the bat of Syed Abdullah, who doubles his score. Did times today. Up. That's a 6. Don't even bother chasing that one. That's going to land somewhere in the trees, maybe, of what the batters can see. Abdullah goes down the ground and just over Bhaskar Yadram for another 6. It is 146. And Kennard Lewis is going to hit another 6. And that, by my count, is his 7th of the game. This one is hit, and this one, he turns and goes and will chase this one. Another 6 off the bat of Syed Abdullah. He goes to 26. And this looks like number 7. Way out of here. Big 6 by Kennard Lewis, and that brings up his half century. 51 runs off of 27 deliveries, 7 sixes of the season. This one flayed away to the offside, and that one will go through for 4 more. As Kennard Lewis goes to the double. And Abdullah goes downtown. Where is this one going to land? This one is going to go the first ball to Lewis goes behind. And he did not get anything to it, and that is 5 wides, and that does not help the cause. This one is hit in the air and hit deep, but they're going to watch this one sail over the boundary. And even the young man just watched. He goes for the same shot. This time it's pulled to the onside, but it'll drop just short. It does bounce over for 4. Got him! He bowled him! And finally, Kennard Lewis has to go. But Bhaskar Yadram picks up a huge, huge wicket. It might be a bridge too far. But, ooh, just got a piece of it and steered it back to third man. Van Tull dove, but didn't. Great effort from him, but it just eludes his glove, and that's 4 more for Gadjanans. Went for this one. And he is gone. Borough Road end. And that may be the ball game, folks. And it is. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers have won it off the bat of Gadjanan Singh.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.